Hi guys, welcome to this session in Power BI. In this module, I want to show you how you can get data from an Excel spreadsheet into Power BI, having cleaned it through transform data using the Power Query Editor. So I've got a blank screen here. This is Power BI desktop. On there it says blank report. When you click that, it will just open up Power BI. So rather than doing that, I'm just going to minimize this because I've got one that already has loaded up. So this is what you get. Now you've got options to get data from different sources. I'm going to use an Excel spreadsheet, as I said. So I'll click on that one, and then it should give me access to my computer. So that'll load up that Excel file, and it will ask me if I want to load it straight into Power BI or do I want to transform the data. So I do want to transform the data, so let's go down here and select transform data. Now this will now open up the Power Query Editor, which allows me to do quite a lot of things, to be honest. So what you've got down the left hand side is a series of queries. Down the right hand side you've got a series of actions, and then as with all Microsoft packages, you have a ribbon across the top with a home tab which has a selection of the most common features, and then in this Power Query Editor you have a transform tab and an add column tab. These are the two main heavy hitters in the query editor. So I just want to quickly show you the difference between transforming something and adding. But before I do that, I need to get rid of these blank lines. So I'm going back to home. So you can see at the top here you've got these little green continuous bars, and if you hover on that with your mouse you'll get some information. So that's telling me what I've got in that column. And now you see this one's got a checkered bar and a bit of a red thing there, so there's probably something wrong in this particular column, which I'll sort out later on. But what I want to do first of all is to get rid of these blank rows. So over here you've got remove rows, and then you can remove blank rows, and then that should get rid of those. And you can see that step's now appeared over here. So you've got that. Now the columns are not picking up the titles. The titles for these columns are in the first row. So what I want to use is to use the first row as my titles. So that's what I'm going to select now. So over here you've got use first row as column headers. I'll click on that, and then they become the headers, the column headers, and you get another step over there. So now let's have a look at what we can do here. So we've got some issues with this, so that should be access all the way down. So I want to basically fill down that option there. So if I go to transform, let's have a look at that. In transform I should have an option that says fill down. So we've got here, look, fill and then down, and that should cascade down, access, Excel, etc., all the way down. So that's quite a cool little tool. Now these at the top here you can see it says 1.2, that's formatted to a number, but I want this to be a whole number, not 0.3 of a student. So you've got an option in there to select a whole number, and these are meant to be money, and again that's set to number, so I can set this to fixed decimal, and then that will change that one, and this one to fixed decimal because that's a cost column, fixed decimal, and then that sorts them out. And what else have I got in here? If I come across, okay, this one needs to be filled down again. So if I go back across to fill down, that should just fill down the UK all the way down to the bottom, which it has done. Now I want to split this column into city and county. So if I highlight that column, you've got the option here to split a column, split by delimiter. What that means is spaces, commas, tabs, etc. So I'm going to go for that option. And in my example, I've set this up to be quite simple, really. It is a left space I want, the left space delimiter, and then OK to that. And that will split those two up. And then I can double click on location, call that city. and double click on location 2 and call that county, and then they're renamed. Now if I come back across to this side, in topic, what you've got there is the option, if I highlight this, maybe I want that to say MS access, so I can go on this format button. So I'm still on the transform tab, format, and then you've got options in here to add a prefix. So if I click on that, the prefix would be MS, and then I'd need a space, and then OK, and then that will fill that down for me. And then you get this step over there like that. Now I don't want to do that really, so I'm just going to delete that step by clicking that, and that's back to square one. Now over on the left hand side where it says table 1, I'm going to double click on that and call that main, because that makes more sense. You don't want it to say table 1, table 2, table 3, etc. But what I want to do there is quickly copy this table so I don't mess up the original, and I just did Control C there and then Control V. I want to rename the second one as group, and then I want to use the group by feature, which is next to well, on the home tab it's next to split, but it's over here. Click on that, group by, and then it asks me what I want to group by. So because I've got company selected there, it's picked that up. I can give this a name. I'll just call it my name. Don't need to think too hard about that. But then I want to use the sum function, and I want to use it on the revenue column like so. And then when I click OK, that will do that for me. I do need to format that to fixed decimal, and then that's all sorted. Now I've still got this copied, so if I paste it again, Control V, I want to do what's called unpivot. So if I just double click on that and call that, I'll call it pivot. Now what I want to do here is get rid of some of these columns. So if I highlight these columns that I don't want to see, don't want those two columns, and I don't need students, I just basically want company, topic and revenue. So all the rest I can get rid of, like so. Delete that one as well. So I'm just left with these three columns, and then I need to highlight these three columns with my shift key, and then I've got the option to unpivot columns, and then it'll just drop it in like so, and then you can rename the columns if you want. So you can see what it's done there now. It's got company as a row title, topic and revenue. So that's what unpivot and pivot means. So if I go back to main, let's have a quick look at the difference between transforming something in a column or adding a column. So if I'm going to highlight this column, and I'm going over here to select year, and this will transform that date into just the year in situ, transform the column. Now I don't want to do that, so I'm going to get rid of that, and then do the same thing on the add column tab. If I go to add column and select the calendar icon again, and then year, this will not transform it, it will actually add a second column with that year in at the end there. Now I don't want to do that either, but that's just a demonstration of what the difference is between transforming your data and adding a column. So that's what that means. Now on the add column tab, which I'm now on, there are a few features that are quite useful to know about. Column by example, for example, you've got options there to select a column or just have it pick what it thinks you're trying to do. So I'm going to click on that and give it an example of what I'm after. So I'm going to type 1-5 because I want this to put students in brackets. Now it's just going to assume, because I've typed that, when I press enter, it's going to give me an idea. It's picking up the student column, which is great. And then I'm going to click OK, and it's basically put everybody in brackets like that. And then it says range. I can leave it on range. That's okay as a name. So that's what that column by example does. Now over here we've got revenue and cost. If I click on revenue and hold my shift key down and click on cost, I can use these features here to do a simple mathematical operation. In this case, I'm going for subtract, and that will basically create a column which I can then rename as profit. So I'll call that one profit, and then move profit by dragging the whole thing across next to cost. So I can do that. Now I can also do stuff like that. If I go into custom column here, what I can do is I can do some formulas there. So what I want to work out is cost per student. This time I'm just going to type that as a title, cost per student, and then use this little wizard to create the formula for me. So it will be revenue, double click on revenue, divided by students, double click on students, and that will work that out for me. Cost per student, I'll click OK to that. I need to change that text format into fixed decimal, and then I need to move that across with the rest of the money columns like so. So I've got profit and then cost per student, and then coming across from that, what I've got next is conditional column. So I can click on that, and then this will give me another box where I need to create a name for this column. I'll call this status, and this is going to be like a little if statement. So if, and then you select the field that you want. So I'll go for profit. So if profit is greater than, so I'll select greater than there where it says equals, is greater than, and then 5,000, I'm going to type 5,000. That is going to be, well, I want it to say good, and then you add a clause, and I'm selecting profit again. So this time profit is going to be, if profit is less than or equals to 5,000, that's going to be bad. That's the either or option there, bad. I can add another clause if I wanted to, but I don't. So I'll click on that and see what it does. So I should have some goods and I should have some bads, and I do. Some goods and some bads, so that's that one. So these ribbons obviously have got quite a few common features that you would expect to see. If I go back to transform for a second, what you've got on there, you've got a feature called rounding. So you can round up columns. If I select that column there and then come across to rounding, I could round that up if I wanted to, or round it down. I'll round it up. You can see how that works there. So there's lots of tools to manipulate the data within the columns, and there's lots of tools to add columns, extra columns, if you so need to. Now on the View tab, you have some little checkboxes that you can tick. This top one basically makes it easier to read if you're doing programming, apparently. I'll take that one off. And then you've got this one, column quality. Now it's giving you some information there. So this one is telling me I've got an error in it. All the rest are fairly free. So I don't know what that error is. So I've got an error there, look. So I need to clean that one up or remove errors. I'll take that one off. And then if I go to column quality, you get a bit more information on there. And I tick that tick off. And then the last one is this one, column profile, and then you get a bit more data. Whichever column you click on, you're going to get that information. So this one with an error, it's not giving me any information about that error, but you can see you've got like a red marker. That's the percentage of errors that's in that column. So what I need to do basically is remove errors. So on the Home tab, you've got remove rows, and in there you can select remove errors. You've got to check that this is going to work, but for this demonstration it's going to be okay. So remove errors, and then I get a green bar across the top there, which means that's okay. Now once you've done all of this cleaning, you are ready to close and apply this back into Power BI. So I'm going to click on that, and then this will load this back into Power BI. It takes a little while. You should see it coming over in the data area over here. So it's loading up, and then we're ready to start creating our first set of visuals. So all those three tables come in. You've got your main table like so, and the other two that I just used for demonstration, you can actually remove those. So that's the first stage. So that's all I want to talk about in this little module, how you get things cleaned up using the Power Query Editor and then load it into Power BI. So hopefully that information is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.